Okay, question 1, the ratio of the number of boys in a school play to the total number of students in this play is 7 to 10. What is the ratio of the number of girls in the play to the number of boys in this play? Okay, so basically there are two methods to solve this question. First, you can think of it like this way. Suppose total number of students is T, is Z, okay, and number of boys is X. So what we know here, we know that X to Z is 7 over 10, right? And what we want to know is the ratio of number of girls. So that's Z minus X, right? This is a total number of girls over the number of boys, which is X. Okay, so this is basically what Z over X minus 1, right? Okay, so the key is to calculate Z over X. So we know that X over Z is 7 over 10. So Z over X should be 10 over 7, right? So the ratio we want to know is 10 over 7 minus 1, which is 3 over 7, right? Okay, let's see the second method. Okay, so this is basically the method 1. And second method, okay, total number of students is 10 units, right? Okay, let's denote it with 10U. And we also know that boys is 7 units. So let's denote it as 7U. Okay, note here, the ratio is 7 over 10 does not necessarily mean that the total number is 10 and boys is 7, right? We can only say that if the total number of students is 10U, that's 10 units. We don't know the units here. For example, U could be any number that is not 0, right? Okay, if the total number of students is 10U and boys must be 7U, right? Only in this way, the ratio of boys to the total number of students is 7 over 10. So the number of girls is 10U minus number of boys, which is 7U, which is 3U, right? So the number of girls over the number of boys is 3U over 7U, which is 3 over 7, right? So this result is the same with what we get in the first method. Okay, any questions? Okay, let's call this method 1. And this is method 2. You can use either method you feel comfortable. Okay. Any questions? No? Okay, let's see the second one. I have a bag with only red, blue, or green marbles. The ratio of red marbles to blue marbles to green marbles is 1 to 5 to 3. There are 20 green marbles in the bag. How many marbles are there in the bag? So here we want to know the total number of marbles. So let me use letter X denote the total number of marbles. in this bag. Okay, and we know that the ratios, the ratio of green marbles to total number of marbles is okay, red, blue, green. Ratios here, right? So the green to total should be 3 to how many units are there in total? 1 plus 5 plus 3, which is 9, right? So the greens are 3 units and total are 9 units. So the ratio of green to total is 3/9, right? And also, if we use the number of green marbles, which is 27 over the total number of marbles in the bag, this ratio should equal to 3/9, right? Okay, so this basically tells us x is 27 times 9/3, which is 9 by 9, which is 81, right? Okay, so total number of marbles in the bag is 81. Okay, let's make the conclusion. The total number of marbles in the bag is 81. Okay, any questions? No? Okay, let's see question 3. 2/3 of the people in my town voted for Proposition 16. If 634 people in my town did not vote for Proposition 16, then how many people are in my town? Okay, so we want to know how many people are in my town. So suppose we denote this number as X. Suppose there are X people in my town. Okay. 2/3 of the people voted for Proposition 16. That means 1/3 of the people did not vote for Proposition 16, right? And we also know that total number of people who did not vote for this is 634, right? So this number over X should equal 1/3, right? Okay, so this tells us that X is 634 times 3, which is 1902, right? Okay, so let's make the conclusion. There are 1902 people in my town. Okay, any questions? No? All right, let's see the next one. Okay, question 4. There are 2 methods. First one is called substitution method. Okay. Method 1. Okay, method 1, we can use substitution. Why do we need to use substitution here? Because if you want to find B over C, it's better to solve B in terms of C. In that way, you can cancel C and get the ratio of B over C, right? So to get that, we know that A over B is 3 over 4 and A over C is 5, okay? According to these two equations here, we can solve B in terms of C, right? So let's see how we can do this. A over B is 3 over 4, right? So that means we can solve A in terms of B. A is 3 over 4 times B, right? Okay, so let's then substitute A in this equation here with 3/4 B. So that means we can use these two equations. That means 3B over 4 and then over C is 5, right? Okay, that means 3 over B, 3B over 4 is 5C. Okay, then we can solve B in terms of C. B is actually 20C over 3. Then we can put B into this ratio. B over C is actually 20C over 3 over C, which is 20 over 3, right? Okay, so the final result is 20 over 3. Okay, next we can also use elimination method. Okay, method 2. Elimination. Okay, so what does it mean? That means we can start from the two pieces of given information, which is A over B is 3 over 4, right? This is the first equation. Second, we have A over C, which is 5, right? So note that in order to get B over C, we can simply use equation 2 divided by equation 1, right? So that means left-hand side divided by left-hand side, which is A over C divided by A over B. The right-hand side divided by right-hand side. Then divided by something is equivalent to times the reciprocal of the divisor. So this is 5 times 4 over 3. Okay, so then now we can cancel an A here, right? Okay, note that we can cancel an A here. And this gives us B over C is 20 over 3, which is the same result to what we get in the first method. Okay, any questions? No? Okay, let's see question 5. A baseball team won 2/9 of its game this season. If we lost 15 more games than we won, how many games did we play this year? Okay, suppose number of we won is X, and the number of losses is Y. So what do we know here? We know that x over x plus y is 2/9, right? Because it says we won 2/9 of this game this season. That means x over the total number of games, which is x plus y, is 2/9, right? And also we know that we lost 5 more games than we won. So that means lost minus 1 is 15, right? So there are 2 equations and 2 variables. We should be able to solve this x and y. And then it asks you to find the number of games we played. That is x plus y, right? We want to find x plus y. Okay. So this equation, first of all, we can simplify this equation. First one, you can simplify this by using cross multiplication, which is 9x equals 2x plus 2y. Second one is y minus x is 15, right? Okay, then first equation can be further simplified to 7x equals 2y. And y is 15 plus x. So we call this number 1 and number 2. And then we can put number 2 into 1. Then you will get 7x equals 2y. Y is 15 plus x, right? And from here we can solve x. That is 7x equals 30 plus 2x. So that means 5x equals 30. So x is 6, right? Let's call this equation 3. And then we can put equation 3 to equation 2 to get y is actually 15 plus x, which is 6. And y is 21. So x plus y is 6 plus 21, which is 27. Okay, so now we know that we have played 27 games in total. Okay, any questions? No? All right, let's see the next one. Question 6. The ratio of men to women in small town is 3 to 2. The population of big town is 3 times as large as that of small town. The ratio of men to women in big town is 2 to 3. If small town and big town are combined, what is the ratio of men to women in this combination? So let's have a look. Suppose that in small town, there are 3 units of men, right? Of course, you here could be any number except 0, right? And the woman must be 2 units, right? So only in this way the ratio is 3 to 2, right? So note here, the ratio is 3 to 2 does not mean there are 3 men and 2 women. You could only say that there are 3 units of men and 2 units of women, right? So the number here does not necessarily are 3 and 2. Instead, they are 3u and 2u. Of course, u could be any number except 0, right? And we also know that in the big town, okay, so we know that the ratio of men to women is 2 to 3. So suppose there are 3K men there. The woman must be, sorry. Suppose there are 2K men there. The woman must be 3K, right? Because it says here, the ratio of men to women is 2 to 3. Again, 2 to 3 does not mean there are only 2 men and 3 women. Instead, there should be 2K men and 3K women, right? Only in this way you can ensure the ratio is 2 to 3. Okay, the reason we do not use 2U and 3U here, because the factor is not necessarily U, which we have already used in small town, right? So use another letter to denote the factor here. Okay, so of course here, K is not 0, right? So what else do we know here? We also know that population of big town, which is 2K plus 3K, is 3 times as large as that of small town. So 3 times of 3U plus 2U, right? Okay, so that means 5K equals 15U, right? Okay, so that means K is 3U. And what do we want here? We want to know that the combined man to the combined woman, right? Okay, so we have already know that K is 3U. So let's rewrite the number of men here. Number of men in the big town is 2K. 2K means 6U, right? And number of women here is 3K. 3K means 9U. Okay, so the combined, now we know that the combined man is 3U plus 6U, right? And the combined women is 2U plus 9U, right? So combined men to women, the ratio is 9U over 11U, right? Which is 9 over 11. Okay, so this is the final result. Okay, any questions? Right. Do not have any questions. Let's see question 7. There are approximately 0.4536 kilograms in a pound. To the nearest whole pound, how many pounds does a steer that weighs 200 kilograms weigh? Okay, that means you need to convert 200 kilograms in pounds, right? Okay, so we already know that 0.4536 kilograms is 1 pound. So now we have 200 kilograms and we want to convert it to pounds. So suppose this is X pounds. Okay, the unit of pounds is lbs. Okay, so here we want to know X. We can simply solve this equation. X is actually 200 times 1 divided by 0.4536, right? Okay, so this is the number of pounds. So here we need to use a calculator a little bit. So it asks you to round it to nearest whole pound. So the final result is 441. It's approximately 441. So let's make the conclusion. It weighs 441, and now the unit is pounds. Okay. Any questions? No? Okay, let's see question 8. Jenny can stuff 30 envelopes in 1 minute. Find an expression for the number of envelopes she can stuff in n hours. Okay, so if you can stuff 30 envelopes in 1 minute, the work rate is 30 envelopes per minute, right? Or 1 minute. And now we want to find how many envelopes per n hours. So 30 envelopes. So how many hours per 1 minute? 1 minute is 1/60 hours, right? So here we convert the minute to hours, and result here is so that means her work rate is 18,000 envelopes per hour. And now if we have n hours, then she can stuff 1800 n envelopes, right? Okay, have a look at this. Any questions? Okay, no questions? All right, let's see question 9. I'm visiting Germany, but forgot to exchange dollars to euros. My meal cost 17 euros. I gave the cashier $40. If 1 euro is worth $1.32, then how much change in euros should I receive? So basically the change I should receive is $40, which is 40 US dollars, right? Minus the cost, which is 17 euros. Okay, because the units here are different. So first of all, we need to convert the US dollars to euros, right? Okay, so we know that 1 EUR is equal to 1.32 US dollars. And now we want to convert 40 US dollars. And we want to know what's the value of the 40 US dollars in euros. So let's say, suppose it worth of X euros. So X here equals 40 over 1.32, right? Okay, so this is approximately 30.30. Okay. Okay, so basically the change I will get is 40 US dollars. 40 US dollars is 30.30 euros, right? This has been converted, and minus what the meal cost, which is 17. So the change I will get is 13.30 euros. Okay, any questions? Okay, any questions? No? All right, let's see the next one. Question 10. I have checked today's currency exchange rate. 1 Canadian dollars is worth 0.80 US dollars. 1 US dollars is worth 6.57 Chinese yuan. Based on this information, if I want to change 400 CAD money to CNY, how many CNY will I get? Okay, if we know that if we know the exchange rate from CAD to CNY, then you can calculate how much you will get for 400 CAD, right? So what we have known here, we know that 1 CAD basically equals 0.80 US dollars, right? And we also know that 1 US dollars is worth of 6.57 Chinese yuan. We want to establish the relationship between Canadian dollars and Chinese yuan, right? And therefore we need to cancel the intermediate US dollars. So how do we do that? Okay, we can just substitute the US dollars with Chinese yuan, right? So let's put equation 2 to equation 1. So that means 1 CAD equals 0.80 US dollars. 1 US dollar is 6.57 Chinese yuan. So in this way, we successfully established the relationship between CAD and Chinese yuan, right? So this is the exchange rate. So here we have 400 CAD now. So if we know that one CAD is this much of CNY, so what if we have 400 CAD? Of course, 400 CAD is 400 times this much of CNY, right? And this is, let's use a calculator. 400 times 0.80 and times 6.57. Correct answer is 4102.4 Chinese yuan, right? Okay, have a look at this. Any questions? Any questions? No? Okay, let's see the next one. Clean's Cowboy Shop buys horse feed for $10 per cubic meter. Clean's customers do not like the metric system, so they'll only buy horse feed for the cubic foot. How much should client charge for a cubic foot in order to double his money? Assume 1 meter equals 3.28 feet. So, okay. First of all, we need to establish the exchange rate between cubic meters and cubic feet, right? We know that 1 meter is 3.28 feet, right? So how do we establish the cubic meters with cubic foot? We can simply raise each side to the third power, right? So that means 1 meters raised to the third power equals 3.28 feet raised to the third power. Okay, so that means 1 cubic meters equals 3.28 raised to the third power. So this is cubic foot. Okay, so we have successfully established the cubic meters between the cubic foot, right? Now what we want to know here, we want to know the price of the horse feed. Okay, if we want to double the money, that means we should sell the horse feed at $20, right? That's double the money. $20 per cubic meter. Okay, but the customers wanted to be in dollars per cubic feet. So we need to convert it. We need to convert the cubic meters to cubic feet. Okay, so that means $20 per 3.287552 cubic feet, right? Because 1 cubic meters equals 35.287,552 cubic feet. Okay, so this is approximately how much? Let's use a calculator. Okay, 20 divided by, so basically it's 0.57 dollars per cubic feet. This is the price it should be in dollars per cubic feet. Okay, questions? Oh, all right, let's see question 12. What number results when 42 is increased by 120%? Okay, 24 increased by something, increased by 24s, 120%, right? So this is a first method to calculate this. So that means 42 plus 42 times 1.2, which is 92.4, right? Okay, of course, if you are very familiar with this, you can directly use this formula. 42 increased by 120%. That means 42 times 1 plus 120%, right? This is the second method, which is 42 times 2.2. Which is also 92.4. Okay, any questions? No? All right, let's see the next one. One number is reduced by 40%. The result is 36. What is the original number? Okay. The unknown quantity here is original number. So suppose we denote the original number using a letter. Suppose the original number is x. Okay, and we want to know the value of x. 1 reduced by 40%, that means x reduced by 40% means times 1 minus 40%, right? And this is a new number. New number is a result. Result is 36. Okay, so what does it mean? That means 0.6x equals 36. So x is 36 over 0.6, which is 60. Okay, so the conclusion is the original number is 60. Okay, have a look at it. Any questions? No questions? All right, let's see the next one. While eating out, Mike and Joe each tipped their server $2. Mike tipped 10% of his bill and Joe tipped 20% of his bill. What was the difference in dollars between their bills? Okay, suppose Mike's bill is M and Joe's bill is J. So what do we know from the given information? For Mike, if he tipped $2, $2 is 10% of its total bill, right? For Joe, if he tipped $2, $2 is 20% of its total bill, right? So that means Mike's total bill times 10% is $2. And Joe's total bill times 20% is $2, right? So from this information, we know that Mike's total bill is $20. And Joe's total bill is only $10, right? Okay, so what is the difference? Difference is Mike's bill subtracted by Joe's bill, which is 20 minus 10, which is $10, right? Okay, now let's make the conclusion. The difference between their bills is $10, right? Have a look at it. Any questions? Okay. No questions? All right, let's see. Next one. Every day, 20% of the fish in a fish store are sold. There are 2,000 fish left in the store at the end of the day on Tuesday. How many were there when the store opened on Monday? Okay, so basically, if you don't understand this question quite well, you can draw a diagram to help you understand. So suppose this is Monday. And this is Tuesday. And suppose there are X fish when the store opened on Monday. So after Monday, we know that 20% of the fish are sold, right? So how many are left there? So how many are left at the end of Monday? There should be 80% of the fish left on Monday, right? Okay, that means 80% of X fish on the beginning of Tuesday, right? So after Tuesday, how many left? We know that there will be 80% of the fish left, right? So that's 80% of the fish on the beginning of Tuesday, which is 80% of X, right? Okay, so we know that the fish left at the end of Tuesday is 80% of 80% of X, which is 2,000 fish, right? So from here, we can easily solve our X. So basically this means 0.3 64x equals 2000. And x is 2000 over 0.64, right? Okay, let's calculate 2000 over 0.64, which is 3125. Okay, so let's make the conclusion. There are, sorry, there should be, there were, right? There were 3125 fish. When store open on Monday. Okay, please have a look at it. Any questions? Any questions? Oh, okay, let's see the next one. If T is 20%, 25% of U, then what percent of 4T is to U? So, okay, suppose, what is unknown quantity here? Unknown quantity is a percent of 4U, right? Suppose 4T times X percent is 2U. Now we want to know this X percent, right? Okay, so what information is given to us? We know that 25% of U is T, right? Okay, so how we can calculate the X percent here? X percent is actually 2U over 4T, right? So this is U over 2T. As long as we know the ratio between U and T, we can find X percent here. So from this given information, we know that U over T is 1 over 25%, which is 4, right? Okay, so let's label this with 1 and this with 2. So we can put 2 into 1. So X percent can be calculated using U over 2T. And we know that U over T is 4. So X percent is 2. Okay, so that means 200% of 4T is 2U, right? Okay, so let's make the conclusion. Okay, have a look at this. Any questions? No questions? All right, let's see the next one. 20% of Pearl Middle School students walk to school. If the number of walkers double and there is no change in the number of non-walkers, what fraction of the students are now walkers? Okay, so in the past, we know that there are some walkers and some non-walkers, right? And 20% of the students walk to school. Okay, suppose the total number of students is S. And the number of students who walk to school is 20% of S, right? And non-workers should be, of course, 80% of S. And now what we know that the workers doubled, which means now there are 20% of S times 2. This many students are workers, right? And non-workers have no change. So still there are 80% of S, right? So what do we want here? We want the fraction of the students of walkers. Okay, so basically we want to know this fraction. This is the number of walkers, right? And the total number of students is the sum of walkers and non-walkers. Okay, so what is the ratio here? Numerator is 0.4, right? And note that we can cancel all the S here. So all the S's are gone. .4 plus 0.8, right? Okay, so basically 0.4 over 1.2, which is 1/3, right? Okay, so what is the conclusion? Conclusion is 1/3 of all students are workers. Okay, have a look at this. Do you have any questions? All right, if you have no questions, let's have a look at the last one. a solution that is 20% acid and 80% water is mixed with a solution that is 50% acid and 50% water. If twice as much 50% acid solution is used as 20% solution, then what is the ratio of acid to water in the mixture of the solutions? So basically, we want to make some new solution, right? And this new solution are mixed from two types of solutions. Type A is 20% acid, right? And type B is 80% acid. Okay, suppose we used a millimeter solution for type A and used B millimeter solution for type B. So how many acid do we get from A? So the acid from solution A is how many? Of course, it's 20%, right? 20% A. And water from solution A is how many? That should be 80% of A, right? Sorry, I made a mistake. Since the type B solution should be 50% of acid. And we also know that for the acid from solution B is how many? That should be 50% B, right? Because if you use B millimeters in total, the acid from solution B is 50% of B. And we also know that the acid from solution B is 50% B, right? What else do we know? We also know that twice as much 50% is used as 20% solution. What does this mean? That means the relationship between A and B is given, right? So we also know that 2B is A, right? And what we want to know is the total number of acid to the water. So that means we want to solve 20% A plus 50% B over 80% A plus 50% B, right? So note that we can substitute all the A's with 2B. So that means 0.2 times 2B plus 0.5B, right? Over 0.8 times A is 2B plus 0.5B, which is 0.4B plus 0.5B and 1.6B plus 0.5B, which is 0.9B over 2.1B, which is B is canceled with each other, right? Which is 3/7. Okay, have a look at this. Any questions? All right, these are all the questions, and now I should upload the teacher's notes onto Google Classroom.